Good evening, Fernwood. It is your festive friend Neil, and it's time for us to have a party with another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Today we are watching episode 191 from December 27th, 1976. Let's take a look at our Christmas week. When it comes to the Hartmans, Mary has been a little worried about the amount of money that Tom is spending on frivolous gifts. Tom reacts defensively that he's doing this for the family, but after consulting with the finance man at his old job, he seems more concerned than he lets on. With the Haggers, Loretta has been waiting eagerly for Charlie to return home after he called to say that he would be coming back. That call, however, was right before Charlie's mafia friend, Sue, was murdered. With the Shumways, Martha was eager to get into a deeper relationship with HB, but when HB revealed that he was not able to have sex due to a past trauma, Martha broke it off. Kathy is still living with the Adamses, though she's ambivalent about giving up the baby to them once it is born. With Merle, Wanda, and Tippy Toes, well, before Merle and Wanda's wedding, Annie gave the present of breaking it off with Merle. And then on their wedding night, Merle left the bridal bed to go find the madam named Big Honey. After Merle and Big Honey had sex, they were busted, but Merle was able to turn the media story around. And while Merle was gone, Wanda went to visit Annie in her trailer. They talked about some of their same-sex attractions of the past, and Annie left Wanda with a kiss. And things are getting really bad with the Gimbles. Garth has been taking out his anger over getting fired by Merle on his wife Patty. Patty stays with him despite the best advice to leave. Garth got physically violent with Patty last week, and she is afraid that he is going to do something worse, though she does put on a face to say that everything's fine in their house. And last Friday was the Christmas Eve episode, which featured a big party at the Hartman residence. There were many guests. Things seemed to be getting more affectionate between Philip and Heather. Songs are sung, prayers are had, and it appears that some bells are ringing outside, which seem to be carolers, and when Martha goes to greet them, they appear to be a group of Hare Krishna members, and among them is George, leaving Martha to faint dead away. At the Capri Lounge, Loretta sings a hopeful song, and Charlie sneaks into the crowd, and when Charlie sees Loretta, it appears that he has his mojo back. And everyone, this is the final week of 1976. I think we're going to expect some big things. New Year's Eve is this Friday. That's coming up in just a few days. So I expect we will see some big stuff. Hopefully some good stuff. Probably some bad stuff. But let's find out what this stuff is.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Your man is Riz, honey. Your man is Riz.
I've waited so long for this.
We don't have to wait any longer.
Well, of course, we do have to wait till we get home, which I wish you would drive just a teensy little bit faster, because it's driving me crazy.
Honey, I gotta be careful, and I don't want to get in an accident tonight. Now, come on. Honey, the waiting bothers me just as much as it bothers you. But come on, don't lean on my arm like that. I can hardly steer.
Well, I can hardly keep from grasping you with my arms right in the middle of this little old road.
I'd forgotten how good this feeling is.
Well, you're going to feel it precise and exact what you're feeling right now, every day from here on out until death do us part.
Every day, every night, every morning, every mid-afternoon.
Of course, we do have to take just one fancy little time out, to eat and sleep.
Do you think we could talk the Colonel into opening up a franchise in our bedroom suite? Just a few miles more to the gates of paradise.
Charlie.
What?
I don't want to wait.
Honey, we gotta. Honey, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
We don't gotta wait.
We do, honey. Honey, what can we do?
Well, you can just take this little old car and just pull it over to the side of the road and park.
Loretta Haggers, this is a public road here.
Charlie, it ain't even all that public. And look, how many cars have we passed? None, right? Now look, it is darker than the inside of a hog's belly.
It's cold, honey. It's awful cold out here.
Let me tell you something. You just park this car, darling, and I will guarantee you that you won't be worried about the cold. Now, that's a promise.
All right, Loretta, you're the doctor.
Well, I ain't exactly the doctor, but I am a faithful and loving wife whose needs and desires have not been met for a lot of long, lonesome nights.
Mail's in. Did you lose something? Got a lot of bills.
You got bills? God, I was sure I'd put it in there. You haven't seen it, have you? It's like a booklet.
I think this one's a check.
No, sweetheart, it's not quite like a booklet. It's more like a quiz. It's like a test.
Daddy, you'll mind if I open it?
No, Heather, do not open other people's mail. That's illegal.
If it's a check, don't you want me to see it? I like to see money, just to look at it. Here, you open it. Then I don't have to.
All right, Heather. But this is the one and only time I am ever going to do this for you. Now, I know nothing about your father's finances. That is the way your father wants it, and that is his department. This is not a check. This is a bounce check, and obviously a mistake.
You got another letter from the National Center for Sexual Activities.
Another one? I don't believe this. I really don't believe this. Oh my God. These questions are from Mayo Linsky.
Hey, isn't she the one that had the affair with Daddy and gave him VD?
Oh, Heather. Whatever happened to youthful innocence?
That went out in the 50s. I, suppose you'll be wanting this sex questionnaire that you filled out the other day back.
Heather Hartman.
Well, you shouldn't have left it in the Fruit Loops. It's a kid's cereal.
But you didn't read that, did you? Did you read that? You better tell me if you read that.
Of course I read it, Mother. I mean, I learned all this stuff in sex ed. I mean, like you didn't even fill out half of it. Just say number 14. You didn't even fill out that.
You mean you know about number 14?
Of course.
What's the answer?
It's number 11, only in reverse.
You know. She knows.
Of course I know.
Okay, Heather. We have to have a talk here. The important thing to remember is that when you are married and when you love each other and are not in the gutter or out of wedlock, all these things that sound so terrible in these questionnaires could, under very unusual circumstances, be very, very beautiful.
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
A penny for your thoughts.
Oh,
Oh?
I didn't realize I was being watched.
Oh, well, I was really,
Mm-hmm.
sort of
Mm-hmm.
gazing at you fondly.
Oh, gazing at me fondly.
Yeah.
Kiddo, you couldn't gaze at me fondly if your life depended on it.
I don't see why not. I am pretty gosh darn fond of you, you know.
You can't kid old Gartho here. I know that you don't even like me.
Oh, Garth, now that is just plain silly.
Oh, is it? Am I? I know that you just pretend to like me so as to be perfect.
Pretend to like you?
Uh-huh. The perfect wife always likes her husband, doesn't she? She always gazes at him with fond eyes, big, round, fond, soft-boiled imitation eyes, doesn't she?
Now, wait. Are you saying that I was gazing at you fondly just to be gazing fondly, but with no real fondness?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You hit it right on the nose that time, Patty. And you probably think the carpet needs cleaning, too.
The carpet?
Well, look at it.
Well, the carpet could use a little light going over.
See? That proves my point.
Which point?
Oh, nothing. Just that I have to work all day long for a woman who doesn't even like me. And when I finally call her bluff and tell her that her love's a lie, all she can think about is the carpet. The carpet. Oh, it's perfect, Pat.
Now, wait a minute, Garth, dear. Please don't go putting words in my mouth.
Oh, you're getting a little defensive, huh, kiddo?
I'm not.
Uh-huh. You're not. I'm not defensive. I'm not.
I am not.
You're a liar and you know it.
Now, wait a minute. Now, you look, dear. You know I love you, and I appreciate...
Appreciate what? A man who can't even have a job except in a factory basement? Who can't provide for his sissy son, who can barely support his overweight wife, who worries about cleaning up the carpet and then gets defensive?
Garth, I am not defensive. Really,
Yes, you are.
Not.
You are. And you want to know why, kiddo?
No.
You want to know why?
No.
I'll tell you. Because you don't love me. At all. It's just fear, Pat. And pity. Pity and fear. You don't love me? How could you love me?
Don't.
You're a liar, Pat. You're a liar. Damn it. Aren't I pathetic enough without your damn lies, Pat? Please, Patty, liar.
Oh, my God.
Liar.
Oh, my God.
And look at this place. With all your phony wife act, it's still a sty. Clean it up, Pat.
Oh. It's open. It's open.
Hi. Hi, listen, I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd stop in, which is a joke, because I live in the neighborhood, and if I stopped in every time I was in the neighborhood, I'd live here. You know what I mean? Is everything all right?
Oh, fine. I was just looking at how messy this room is and wondering where to start.
How about the police? Oh, it's just a joke.
I was just...
A quiet afternoon.
Yeah. And then the furniture.
Needed rearranging. I know, Pat, because I remember the antenna in your ear when your neck was being braced by the finger in your sling and you kept falling down a lot because you were being so badly beaten by your exercise belt.
Mary, if you're insinuating...
Oh, Pat. Oh, Pat. Oh, no, Pat. Oh, no, Pat. How could you even think that of me? I would never, never insinuate something like that. I mean, that would be so mean of me. I mean, that would be like calling you a liar. I would never do that. That would be horrible of someone to call you a liar. Only a wife batterer would call you that.
I dropped an ashtray on my foot.
See? Now that's what I thought. That is what I thought, because statistically, quiet afternoons at home bring with them the highest accident rate. Did you know that?
George, Benanda, your robes are clean. Oh, I'm so glad George is back. It's so wonderful to have a normal, healthy family life again. George, Benanda, I washed the robes. None of the color ran. Plus, I used a softener. Do you think a fabric softener makes the fabric softer? Or do you think it makes it just feel softer?
Only an illusion.
Bogaciti, is that what that means?
It's bogazidi, not bogaciti. And it doesn't mean anything. And that's exactly what it means.
Well, it has a nice, catchy little tune, although somehow I wish every once in a while you would break into a chorus of some enchanted evening. It might help. Couldn't hurt anything. Some enchanted evening, you will see a stranger across the crowded room. I wonder why I find it so difficult to get used to calling George Benanda instead of George. Maybe it's because Benanda is not really his name.
Martha, the Bokazidi chant is the key to enlightenment and perfect peace. It is not a nightclub act. It is a way of life. And now, would you find my suitcase and my yellow donut pillow, please?
But I thought you were healed.
Only in spirit.
Oh, please, George. Benanda, please don't move to the motel. If it's room service you want while you're chanting, why, I can always give it to you here.
Martha, the Grand Dishi is no more a hotel than the Bogazidi chant is a torch song. Try to understand me. I'm not walking out on you. I am simply becoming one of the cosmos.
Walking out on me? You're not leaving me, are you? I just found you. George. You cannot go again. There. Oh, bozo beanie, bugly oni, eeny, meeny, miny, mony. All right, I'm going to learn to do it, too. I'm going to learn to do it, and I am going with him to the dish.
Hello?
Hello, Secunda.
I got the truck. You got the stuff.
A little gift for the Grand Dishi's Tushy. And this is my wife, Martha.
Delighted. You coming with us?
No, I am not packed yet.
Oh, I don't mean today. Today we must divest ourselves of all our worldly goods. We'll start with this cushion. These worldly goods are the chains that bind us to misery and desire. Tomorrow, well, maybe 2 days. Then we get the Bogazidi minibus to the Grand Dishi.
Oh, I see. So you're not really leaving today. You're just divesting.
Martha, you must stop thinking about material possessions. They bind you to desire. Listen to Secunda.
Oh, I hope this isn't just another con job.
Con job? Do you think that's what I am? Do you think that I am a sucker? Is that what you think I am?
Benanda, hey, temper.
Oh.
Temper.
Oh, goodness. I am just so upset. I suppose I should convert if I'm going with George or, what is it called? Banana now.
Tell her about tranquility. Tell her about tranquility.
Tranquility. Freedom from desire. First, the divesting, of which we spoke. Next, at the Dishi. Separate quarters.
You mean we each have our own room?
No, not our own room. Big rooms, many beds. The men, they sleep out by the north field. They clear the stones. They plant lettuce. The women, up near the kitchen. They make food, bread. They chant. Very tranquil.
You mean I won't even get to sleep with my own... Well, what about me?
You see? I told you she has too much ego. She'll never make it to the Grand Duchy.
Give her a chance, Benanda. Patience in all things.
Bogazama, whamma, whamma, bogazama, whamma, whamma, bogazama, whamma, whamma.
Oh, please, Seconda. Please tell George not to go. Please don't take him. Divest us of all else. The house may be divested from us any day now. Divest us from our couch. Divest us of our chairs, our lamps. Oh, take the blender and the clam steamer because they don't carry clams anymore, you know, at Kroger's. Oh, divest us of everything. Take the curtains. Take all. Enlighten me of all my worldly possessions. But do not divest George away from me. Oh, to the Grandisio, the men's dorm of the Grandisio, wherever he is going. Because as long as I live, I will never be free of the desire for my husband. Never, never, never. As God is my witness, I will not let him go again. Never. I swear.
Oh, what's up with me? Well, not a lot. I just thought I'd give you a little buzz. Actually, you want to know the truth? I'm calling for a little loan, short term, you know.
Yeah, something just to tide me over, you know, till the weather gets a little warm and business picks up a little bit.
Yeah, nothing. No, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's okay. I've got my little emergency card for a cash advance or something.
Tom, I'm glad you came to me with your problem. That's what we're here for. To be a friend to our customers.
Well, good. Then you can lend me the 100.
Too risky, Tom. I'm sorry. Too risky.
Well, Loring.
Tom, are you all right? This isn't the flu, is it? I mean, you did have your shot, didn't you?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Me? I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, good, because I just got a little worried because, you know, your head was down there like that. Tom, are you all right?
Just come here and give me a hug. Hey, what you got in there?
My heart.
It's crinkling. Hearts don't crinkle.
No, it's not crinkling, Tom.
It is. It's crinkling.
Oh, Tom. Oh, my God, I almost forgot. Did you see the new Skywriter?
Huh?
Fernwood now has its very own Skywriter. It's actual letters, F-O-R-E.
F-O-R-E? Oh, come on, Mary. That's some kind of ad gimmick for the golf course. Now tell me, why do you crinkle?
Oh, this is nothing, Tom. It's just a bounce check that came in the mail by accident. It's probably just some kind of computer mistake, that's all.
A bounce check? Come on,
Yeah.
let me see. Oh, my God.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa. Now, look, Mary, don't worry. I mean, this is just a bank check, and we don't have to worry about bank checks. We don't need banks, because we got credit cards, see? And they're better than money in the bank. You see, with higher interest rates and rising inflation, I mean, you know, owing more is like saving. Know what I mean?
So we're saving a lot?
That's right. We are saving a lot. Now, look, as long as I'm around here, you don't have to worry about any foreclosing in this house. Now, just trust me, okay?
They never learn. A little money, a little luck, and it's forever.
Grandpa, that's not true that you save by owing, is it?
Sure it is. But saving doesn't do any good when you're broke.
I'll never understand finances. All I seem to understand are crises.
Well, by the time you learn to ward off a crisis, it's too late. And you're even too old for what it says in the sky.
Foreclosure?
No. Foreplay. That's what it says. Foreplay. and we're never too old for that.
Foreplay? In the sky?
Yep. Right there in heaven.
Well, I did suggest there would be good stuff and bad stuff. And when I saw Loretta and Charlie back in that car, it reminded me of so many months ago when they had that accident. And I just didn't want that to happen again. But gladly they pulled over, and nothing happened today, at least. They pulled over and had some of the backseat fun. That's what we go to. And then we're at the Hartmans, and Mary is doing her special kind of housekeeping because she's looking for that survey that she filled out last week, which was all sex questions. Of course, Heather brings in the mail, which bears two tidings, one of which is a bounced check that should be worrisome. And the survey, well, that wasn't in the mail, but the second survey is in the mail. Heather found the first one, which was hidden in the Fruit Loops. And of course, Heather is more knowledgeable about sexuality than Mary, because the resources are available to her generation, at least a little bit. I won't say that sex education in the 70s was great, but it was becoming available in the schools. Mary might be a little bit jealous of Heather knowing the answer to question 14, which was just 11 reversed. Things escalate with the Gimbels. It's ugly. And last week I asked, what the point of this is. Not that we shouldn't be discussing it, but that, why do we need to see it in front of our face? Off camera, of course. But I feel like maybe it is something that really needs to be a conversation. That if you're in the situation, you've got to have some way to get out of it. And if you're witnessing the situation, or if you're near the situation, I always thought when I was younger, I didn't have anyone nearby who was, who I could hear. But I always wondered, if I heard abuse happening, what would I do? And I think that's where Mary is. Mary, of course, doesn't put it right on the surface, but she suggests the police. She hints at it. And I don't know. I still haven't had neighbors who got into fights like that. And I know that it's dangerous to get in between those couples, but it's not pretty. And I would love to hear your advice about what to do, or if you feel like sharing, share your experience, because the insight will help. Because this isn't good, and the beatings get uglier. And I don't want to see it go the way I think it may go. And then we cut over to a totally different kind of strife, as Martha is so happy to have George back, and George is not on that page. He is with the Bokazidi temple, I guess. I don't know what you call them, but the Bokazidis. He is in full-on cult member mode, trying to divest of all belongings, even his donut pillow, which was the thing that kept him sane in the first season, his hemorrhoids. And everything is getting given up. And Martha, I didn't catch the name of the other cult member who came in, but I'm going to give up everything. I'm willing to give up everything. There's no money coming in anyway, so we're going to lose it. Might as well divest. But she will not give up on her passion for George, or Vananda as he wants to be called. That's a story. And I don't know if George will stick around. It doesn't seem like he's going to, because he has no inclination of wanting to stay, at least in this scene. So what's Martha going to be left with but her passion? And then Tom calling for a short-term loan, and short-term loans are trouble. I don't know what was available in the 1970s, but there's a whole thing it's become an industry, and I think it's not good. He's in trouble, and he knows that Mary knows because she was holding the letter. He's much more desperate than he's letting on. And yeah, that's where we end this week. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you for sharing your feelings and thoughts in the comments. Thank you for doing what you do. We will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.